let's stay on Chipotle here and bring in Michael Halen. He is Bloomberg Intelligence Senior Restaurant Analyst. Michael, what jumps out at you when you look at Chipotle? I'm curious about why the revenue, the top line matches, even as margins have beat the consensus. That's all cost cutting, isn't it?
No, that could have just been some of the timing of the new store openings in the quarter. They could have opened in the latter half of the quarter. I would say it was a very strong print. Top line, they beat on the top line, they beat on the bottom line. They issued guidance that was in line with consensus for 2024. So, so far it's hard to find anything wrong with this print.
If there's nothing wrong with this print, the question is what sustains the stock into the year? You see a stock that has been rising this year and had a very healthy boost the year prior. What's the story into 2024?
It's going to be more of the same. I don't think there's any question that they can continue to grow the store base in that high single digit to almost 10% range. I'd say the two other main drivers are really traffic. Can they continue to grow traffic, which most of the restaurant competitors haven't been doing for the last few years, and can they continue to increase their restaurant and operating margins at the same time?
Yeah, we know that consumers have been shifting to lower price items because we've seen prices for food and ingredients increase for all these different stores and restaurants. What can we say about their promotions and what kind of offerings they can put out there to drive that traffic that will keep that growth moving?
Yeah, one of their strengths is that they don't really have to discount, right? The demand is so strong that that's not something they actively engage in. They typically bring customers into the fold more through their limited time offers. I'd say if I had a question, going forward and in this call, it's going to be what they say about January, because January was a very difficult month in the restaurant industry, just lapping very tough year-over-year comparisons and having much more tough winter weather to deal with. So we're really interested in what they have to say about the first quarter same-store sales guidance and how things went in January. But that would be, the one minor concern. But in terms of things that they can control, they're doing a phenomenal job.
Well, speaking of growth, they opened a record number of new restaurants. That was something highlighted high up in the statement here by CEO Brian Niccol. Do you think they can sustain this pace of growth?
We don't see any reason why not. There's very strong demand for the brand. These new stores are generating very strong returns for the company. So we think there's still significant white space here in the United States. And as you saw on the release, most of the stores that they're opening have Chipotlanes, right? And so those stores tend to do even higher volume than some of the strip mall type locations. So yeah, in terms of U.S. growth, there's still some significant white space here.
Chipotlanes, I love that. All right, Michael Halen of Bloomberg Intelligence, really appreciate your joining us. Again, Chipotle knocking it out of the park when it comes to fourth quarter.